Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're talking to Kris. She is a beautiful friend that we met last month. She goes to Cityline. We have some people tuning in. She's going to be sharing her beautiful story today.
We're waiting for Auntie Kris to tune in, and we understand that we have her family joining us from the Philippines. So we want to say "Kumusta ka" to all the Filipinos that are going to join us.
Fun fact about Kris and I, we are both, well, her family and my mom are both from the same area of the Philippines.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Cebu.
Ah, Cebu.
So if you ever heard of the island of Cebu in the Philippines, or the area of Cebu, that is where we both are from.
Kris, there's like two faces right there. You're going to hit that right there, Kris, if you're on here. I'm like talking to you on DM, but that right there is what you're going to hit. If you're in here, Kris. Okay. Right there, Kris.
Hi, Kris.
See it? It's the one with the two faces icon. There we go. Auntie Kris is going to join us. Let's go. Auntie Kris. And episode 11 starts now. Now. Kris, come on, dude. You're killing me.
Sometimes there's internet issues, which is totally understandable. So.
Kris, we're waiting for you, dude. Here, we're gonna have to do this again. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Kris, where you at?
This happens sometimes, right there.
Okay. There you go. Kris. There we go. All right. Figured it out.
Okay, so I was like pressing all the emoji buttons, like two faces. Can you guys hear me okay?
It's totally fine.
How are you guys doing?
Nako naman, Kris, you look like supermodel. Look at your makeup and your hair.
Oh my gosh, you know.
Maganda siya.
Oh,
Krista,
thank you.
Yes. But we're not gonna get off track. We should before we go any further, because we're probably gonna go everywhere. Kris, for the people who don't know you, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is such an honor. I am Kris.
It is an honor to
26.
have you.
And what about me? I go to Cityline Church, and I met Leah and Justin through my friend Megan. And yeah, I have Auntie Megs. I have an 8-year-old daughter named Krista.
Cute.
Yeah, we're trying to get her to get, the surfing thing, but I think she's still kind of scared of the water, so we'll
No, she
work
shouldn't
up
be
to
scared.
it.
The water is warm and small this weekend, so I expect your daughter to be on board with us.
Just this weekend? That's only this weekend?
Every weekend.
Every
How about
weekend.
Also-
Every weekend?
But this
Okay.
weekend especially. Yes, go ahead.
Also, Kris just ripped it this past weekend. She stood up on like 10
I
weights.
did.
Yes.
And
OMG.
I nosedived a couple times, which is fine. I almost felt like I was gonna die, but it's all good.
You don't have to offer that information. You're fine.
No, you did amazing. We're
Okay.
so proud of you.
Thanks.
So we're just gonna jump in, because usually what we do is we ask to give a brief background and I guess what's going on and everything, but your story is incredible, so we should just jump into your story. So
Oh my gosh.
anywhere
Okay.
you want to start, just go ahead and start, and I'll type
Yeah.
questions and I'll ask questions along the way. So feel free to start wherever you need to.
Okay. Well, I definitely feel like my story is surrounded by me surrendering to God. And that happened fully, I believe, 2 years ago now. I was in a really bad relationship, somebody who just didn't know Christ, and I thought that was fine. I would get through it. And obviously, I had a daughter, so I had to live like I was living two different lives, to be honest. And it kind of just went on like that for a long time, until God really started to knock on my heart and tell me, like, you need to change, or, you're going to continue down this path of feeling empty and lonely and isolated. And, I can get into the story about my daughter. It's like a more deeper story, but I was filling this void in my life for a really long time, and I tried to find that in a relationship that was obviously not good for me. Um, and then one day, after the breakup happened, I called my friend Daryl, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I am just lost, and this is what's going on, and I don't know where to start." And he was just like, "You got to go back to the basics." And I was like, "All right, well, where do I start?" And he was like, "Get back to going to church daily, or, routinely, like every Sunday, go back into the word, start praying again, just talk to God, and like go back to that." And that's what I did. And I'm so thankful because he is the person who introduced me to Cityline. And we were in a series called Make Room. Yeah, and it came at such a perfect time. Like, God is just so amazing in that way, where he knows what you need at the perfect time. And so when I sat into that first message, I was like, "Yeah, this is home." I knew it was a place for me, and I just love how they talk about Cityline as a place for imperfect people, because I grew up in a always thought that I had to be someone who was perfect, came off with this image of I had to have it all together all the time. But when I came to Cityline and I started this program, or I joined a program called Celebrate Recovery, I soon realized that, like, God loves you for who you are, even in your brokenness, and that has really shaped who I am today. And I started to get rid of toxic people in my life, toxic habits, like I'm working through so much. And it also helped me embrace being a young mother at such a young age. It was super unexpected. I was never able to embrace that fully, but Celebrate Recovery helped me do that, because God is so good, and his plan is always going to be so good. So yeah, and then I got into community group, met Megan, and the rest was history. I met you guys.
The rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history.
Aww. I feel like there's so
Yeah.
many people that could be stuck in like a relationship that's just not good for them.
Yeah.
What would be your biggest advice to like getting towards that step of like moving on or breaking up? Because just some people are just so comfortable, like what would you
Yeah.
say to somebody who probably is going through the same thing?
Oh my gosh. Well, thank God I went through it, because I can speak from experience. But I would say, like, to surround yourself with good people who you know and trust, that would tell you the truth. I did not surround myself with people who would call me out on that. And so I was just trying to keep it going, like, I'm in this relationship, it's what I know. But I think when someone is in a not so great relationship, and then is toxic for them, I think it's, yeah, getting it out there to people who you can trust and who can lead you back to the Lord. Yeah. And yeah, who just won't like sugarcoat things for you and just tell you, like, "Oh, you're fine. You guys will get through it." Um, so I have accountability partners who will call me out on things like that. Like, "This person's not good for you. You got to drop it, or you're gonna just keep hitting dead end walls." Yeah.
Amen. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, we actually get a lot of relationship questions.
Yeah.
I
Aw.
feel like that's
I think that's all
so.
we get is relationship
I
questions.
know.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful, though. God's
Yeah.
redemption
It's a big, I
story.
mean, Yeah, it's a big thing. Like relationships is everywhere, even not just like romantically, but with friends. Like making good, genuine, trustworthy friends is even hard. Like I spent a lot of my like in high school days like just praying for friends because I just felt like I was just hanging on to cliques, not really feeling like I fit in. And it was for a good reason because my values did not match up to their values. And I think that's really important too, just in relationships in general. So, yeah.
Yeah, we had a live last week where someone had talked about how difficult it was to fit in during the high school years because you have your own values and um, your peers may not represent the same values. Did you have
Yeah.
anyone in your life during high school that shared similar values, or were you just one of a kind and you kind of had to navigate your own path?
I had a couple of friends who we shared the same values, which was like putting family first and putting our spiritual life first. Like one of my good friends, Jessica, she she would go to church with me sometimes and support me in that. And we would, even though our spiritual life was like not, we weren't like on the same like what you call that, like path, but like she supported me, and that was really important for me being in high school to know that people aside from my family, like my friends, would support me too, just so I didn't feel like I was alone, you know? So I'm really thankful for her. We're still really great friends to this day. So,
Yeah.
You gotta hold on tight to
yeah.
those people.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Uh,
Yeah.
Grace is so.
so
Gracie.
I think yeah,
I'm
I
so
think my wife is
sorry.
gonna bow out and change my daughter in a second here. Is Jessica still around?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that friend still around? Does she go to?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
still around. That's good.
We,
Okay,
yeah. I think
nice.
she's in this chat.
Very nice.
I see her
Is she
name.
really? Nice. Hi,
Yeah.
Jessica. Thank you for being a positive influence in Kris's life. We appreciate you. Good job.
Yeah.
So, as my wife goes and tabos my baby daughter, I have a million questions for you. And I'm going to start with I want to know what Celebrate Recovery is. Is that like a Christian AA where somebody has been through like dirt and they have a support group and you guys all come together? Is it a little different than that? Is it only offered at a
Yeah.
place like Cityline? Kind of walk me through that.
You know, yeah, I would say yeah, it's a community. It's a definitely a group of women, and there's also a group for men. Um,
Okay.
I believe, okay, so I can send you more info about Celebrate Recovery, but um, Cityline, I think it was our second year that we did it at at our
Okay.
campus, but they also have it at Parkcrest too, and other churches
Okay.
that offer
Nice.
that same program, which is
Okay.
really good. I personally recommend it. Like it's such a great outlet to involve yourself in and just like get super real with anything and everything that you're going through. There's just
Right.
so much in my past that I didn't realize was alternating. Like, yeah, it was like I didn't know it was, what do you call, like, it was, you know that word?
What is it
Like
like? What
it
is
was
Tagalog? Is it like, wait, are
it's
we looking for the Tagalog word or the English
I
word here?
think it is.
I'm
It's
like
like
confused.
it no, it like my mind is shifted sometimes because
Okay.
like I
Yeah.
relate a past to my future. Like it's altered,
Oh, sure.
alt,
Yeah.
alternated. I don't know.
I get
You
that.
know,
It's
it's a
sweet.
word.
I totally understand where you're coming from. Yeah. But anybody in the
Yeah.
comments if or tuning in, if you have the word, you can write it in the comment, and I'm pretty sure Kris and I'll go, oh yeah, that's the word. Yeah,
Please
absolutely.
do. I struggle with
Yes.
words so much.
You don't struggle with geography though. We keep alluding to this geography, and we'll have to show you guys on like a story or something. But Kris's
Oh
geography
my
is on
gosh.
point. And if you guys need a geography lesson, that is the person you need to tune into. She does it with Cityline. It's incredible.
You know,
So I'm gonna ask you a
it's a real treat.
nice. I'm gonna ask you another question. I feel like this is the question you probably get the most because you were a young mom, and when we first talked about that, you were a baby. You said so
Yeah.
yourself. You were a baby. You were a baby with a baby.
Hmm.
During that time, you had a relationship with Jesus. How difficult was that time? I mean, how difficult was that time with people around you, with that relationship with Christ, with you being so young? Walk us through that
Yeah.
experience.
Oh gosh. Okay. If I cry, I'm so sorry because
Oh,
it's
if you cry, just wait for Leah to come because I want to see her cry too. Because Leah cries for everything, and then Steph is in the
oh
chat too. Steph will probably cry too, and yeah.
yeah.
So
I,
please,
I
if you gotta
mean,
cry, cry. You're good.
oh gosh, Justin, it was a really hard time being in high school and being pregnant. I had a lot of people talk about me, and having that relationship with God, I just felt so much shame, like so much, to the point where it was so hard to face what I was actually going through. Um, it it put me in a place of denial for so long. I did not want to accept that I was pregnant at a young age in high school. And a lot of my friends were doing other, like they were doing high school things while I had to grow up really fast. And yeah, it was really hard. It's a feeling that I am grateful for because it has made me realize who's in my corner and who wasn't. And I know that at the end of that, at the end of the day, God was always in my corner. I was singing like so many songs just to get my head out of that feeling that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and no one will ever love me. Like I had to like constantly be in worship, constantly tell myself that um, my life has a purpose. I just don't see it yet, but God is with me. And yeah, they grow up really fast. It was so hard. Still is hard, but God is good.
Sure, absolutely. I feel like, and we always say broken is strengthened because when you're delivered from something, it almost seems like within an instant there's somebody that is going through that season that you just went through.
Yeah.
So, how many people have you encountered? How many single parents have you encountered where that parent feels like they have no support? Because we're we're new parents. We have a 6 month old
Hmm.
daughter, and we're trying to
Yeah.
figure out, okay, after COVID, how are we going to go back to work? Are we going to both work remote? Are we going to go in the office? I always say that being a single parent is tough. Being a single mother is extremely tough if you have to work. I mean,
Yeah.
taking care of a daughter, you go into work, you come back home, there is no
Hmm.
rest. I think that is probably the
Yeah.
strongest thing a person can do. Have you walked with anybody since then that has gone through a similar situation as you, and have you seen them grow from an experience such as that?
No, I wasn't able to walk alongside someone who was going through the same thing as me. So I had no idea
Okay.
what to expect, no idea what I was in store for, to be honest. It was really, it was a really
Gotcha.
lonely time, but I met a lot of great moms at Cityline who we don't have the same story, but we feel the same pain, and walking beside each other through that, oh gosh, it brings so much comfort. Um, because
Yeah.
in a way, I feel like I'm still like learning all these new things. Like I almost have a preteen coming up, and she's
Oh,
some days she's a lot to handle.
sure,
So,
absolutely. That's beautiful. I
yeah,
love how you allude to the fact that even though the stories aren't similar, you're all
yeah.
able to find common ground, and it brings you comfort. So let
Hmm.
me ask you this: how important is the church in your life?
Oh my gosh, so important. So, so, so important to the point where I refuse to go back to how I was feeling 2 years ago. That feeling that I had of feeling lost and with no sense of direction, or just feeling that distance from God. I don't ever want to feel that way again. It scared me enough to prioritize community, to prioritize God's word, and that includes doing daily devotionals, even though I'm not a morning person
Mhm.
at all. I will make time for it, and I
Nice.
will make time to also lead my daughter in that too. I
Nice.
think it's so important to have her understand early on that, the church isn't a building, the church is the people that you surround yourself with. And I want her to always be surrounded by people who love God and who can, there are women at Cityline who know better than I do, have a lot of wisdom, and I want her to be surrounded by those people also. So,
Amen. So, what advice can you offer somebody that's on the fence about going to church? Maybe they've been to church a handful of times and they don't feel comfortable, especially now with
yeah.
COVID and the way COVID's working for the people tuning in not from California. They were doing remote services and then they opened
Hmm.
up church. So church was
Yeah.
open for I think the past weekend, and then the governor shut us down again. The governor said,
I
"You know what?
know.
We can't have indoor church." I'm not sure what Cityline's doing with outdoor church, but I feel as though at this time, a lot of people who have been looking for church will not go to church because the offering of church isn't there. So, with you saying that
Hmm.
church is much more than a building, it's actually the community and the people that are there and a group of believers. That's incredible. So, what can you
Yeah.
tell people on this chat or people that may see this later that are on the fence about church and aren't sure if they want to jump all the way in and they don't have that support? What encouragement and advice can you offer them?
Well, first of all, I am sorry, on like behalf of people who ever felt scared of church, because it shouldn't be a scary thing. But if you are on the fence of joining church, I say now is the great time to get plugged in more than ever. We are in the middle of a pandemic. A lot of people are going through roller coasters of emotion, and we all need a support group, a community. Um, I I I speak from my experience from Cityline that when I'm in trouble or I'm in need of someone just hearing me out and like leading me back to the Word of God, I am embraced with open arms. And for anyone out there who wants to come to church, I pray that you will find a church that will offer the same thing too. I think um, yeah, just offering that safe space, I think is really important, because that safe space could be anywhere besides a church. It can be in your home when you're worshiping and praising God in your car. I've done it literally in my closet, because just to like be by myself.
Sure.
And I just want to encourage those who want to try it out to give it a chance. See how God can move in your life, because it's just, I don't even know how to explain this. Like a happy feeling, like, it's just happy.
Oh,
I
believe me,
feel,
all Christians know that feeling for sure. And then for the people who don't know that
yeah.
feeling, it's night and day. I always attribute it to
Hmm.
if you're watching something in standard definition, then all of a sudden you watch something in like 4K TV. It's like mind
Yeah.
blowing because all of a sudden you can see crisp detail, you can see sharp images, you can see all these things.
Hmm.
It's kind of the same thing where if
Yeah.
you don't have community and you weren't a believer before, but then you become a believer and you have said community, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, like, how am I, wait, what? Like, where was this the whole time? Which
Yeah.
leads to the next part. You said that you do devotionals and you did a morning devotional, but you're not a morning person. So
Hmm.
I think the last
No.
one you did, you were at Sunset Beach and
Sure.
you
Hmm.
you tried your best to get there in the morning. But go ahead and tell us about that sunset devotional at sunset or sunrise
Oh
devotional at
my
Sunset Beach.
gosh. Yes. It was amazing, you guys. It was amazing to get up at 4:30.
At
Here's
4:30.
why.
You got
At
up at
4:30
4:30,
I
but
got up. I did. But,
hold on,
I
wait,
had to
wait,
go
wait.
get
We
gas.
have to backtrack, okay? So the devotional for Sunrise Devo was at Sunset
Hmm.
Beach, and you
Yep.
live far away from Sunset Beach. We're not going to give the name of the
Yeah.
city, but you're past the 91 freeway. So for you non-Californians, this is a good 30 miles out. Like, this is
Yeah.
not close. So
Mm-hmm.
you had to wake up kind of early and drive all the way down to Sunset Beach.
I did.
Okay.
And I was not in the mood. Okay, I'm gonna be super blunt. I was just like, well, I could just let Megan and Steph go. He'll be fine. I'll
And then
be
you dial
fine.
in or something. Would you call in via Zoom?
I was like, I can just catch up with them later. But here's the thing that got
Yeah.
me was that I wasn't going for them. I was going to be with God in his
Ooh,
territory. I was going
that's
out
deep.
to be in nature, the beautiful world that he created, and
Right.
just sit there and to be in his presence. I have so many things going on through my day, my week. I can like make a whole schedule. I can fill it up. But how many times
Yeah.
do I actually set time aside to be with God and God alone and have people be
Right.
accountable for me? And
Yeah.
so being out there was super important for my spiritual growth and also to, yeah, just to feel God, like the sound of the waves, the feel of the sand was just like, we have an almighty God who created this. Like, who would have thought to make sand? Like, where does sand come from? I don't even know where sand comes from. So, like, just to
Well,
think that
you do
God,
geography, but sand comes from like big rocks. Yeah.
oh,
But
they come from
you
rocks?
can
Sand is
understand
a
that.
rock?
They come from rocks, like very, very big rocks. But here's the good news. See, so I would assume that you like doing morning devotionals, right?
Yeah, to
Okay.
start my day.
So it's a great way to start your day. You know, it's an even better way to start your day. If that morning devotional is so good and you get to go on the beach and you're there with people, you know how it gets even better?
How?
You add a surfboard.
What?
See?
Yeah.
Once you get the surfboard, you're good to go, right? So here, how about this? Because you all have been coming out, the Cityline Sisterhood
Sisterhood.
has been coming out, which by the way,
You
Mm-hmm.
need to share with us about the
I'm
sisterhood.
I'm okay. Like I love the Cityline Sisterhood. I think that's great. I think that's fantastic. But you guys need to invite your whole
The
young
brotherhood.
young adult group, just
Oh,
not the
brother.
girls. You have to invite the whole young adult group. So the next
Yeah.
Saturday, this next Saturday that's coming up, the next couple days here, it's not just gonna be Sisterhood Cityline. It is going to be all of
Oh,
Cityline.
yes.
The
Help me
Ohana.
get
The
them out there.
Ohanas.
The
Yes. So I
Ohanas, yes.
propose this in pure social distancing fashion. If you guys want to do a devotional Saturday, you bring everybody out Saturday at the place that we serve. We can crack open the
Mm-hmm.
Bible, or we can continue whatever series that you guys are on, and we can do
Yeah.
the devotional, and then we can paddle out.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that sounds like
Okay,
so much
so
fun.
are you guys gonna teach me how to paddle? Because apparently I don't know how to paddle.
Oh, Megs.
No,
According
no,
to
no. Okay, look.
Meg.
I don't. It's not that you
Meg,
don't
I know
know
you're
how
in
to
this chat.
paddle. It's just she keeps you in one spot of the ocean. So on Saturday, we're just gonna bring you all the way out to Catalina, and then you're gonna figure out how to come back in. So you'll be fine.
Oh, I just might hang out by Catalina anyway. There's a really good,
It's
beach
beautiful
tower, I'm
there.
sure.
See, you're good. So like that should be the incentive, right? Because if you think it's so powerful to do the devotional and feel the sand and
Mm-hmm.
listen to the waves on shore, it becomes tenfold when you're out in the ocean. Can you imagine? I mean,
Yeah.
Hillsong made a song called Oceans. Hillsong didn't make a song called Sand. Hillsong made a song called Oceans. So you would want to come out
Yeah.
to the ocean and be on the surfboard, and you can sit there, you can pet the dolphins because there's a lot of dolphins, and then you can
You
pray
know,
that God brings you back into the shoreline.
yeah, I pray every time Meg takes me out there. Lord,
Oh,
I just pray today that she likes me. She
There
oh,
won't
you
leave me
go.
there.
she won't leave me there.
I'm totally
Well, you got
kidding.
lifeguard on the sand too. One of us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And for those that are in the comments and tuning in that don't know what the sisterhood is, Kris, why don't you go ahead and explain this whole sisterhood thing? It's not the movie with the traveling pants. This is something different, right?
Yeah, Sisterhood is a group of wonderful women from Cityline, and it's all ages. So we have like little girls to like older women, and we hang out. And I believe we even have like an Instagram account too. But this,
What? You
yeah,
do?
we
That's
do.
pretty
No
Sister,
official.
yeah,
way. I love
Cityline
that.
Sisterhood.
That's pretty official.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we like there's like some really great events. I think the last event that I attended for Cityline Sisterhood was this this I think it was like a I don't even know what you call it, but it was an event called Made for This, and I loved it. It was about
Nice.
like yeah, it was really good. To be honest, I just cried the whole
Made
night
for this.
and I can't really remember a lot, but it was just so empowering. And
So amazing.
and so we some of the Cityline girls, created this chat at our community like Cityline Sisterhood because we're all different ages and everyone's included, super inclusive, and yeah, we just empower each other in God's word too. So
Nice.
yeah,
That is amazing. And
I
you
think
guys are all made for this.
we
Made for community.
are
Oh
we
my
are made for
gosh,
this.
honey. Yes.
So
Created in God's image.
that's so
Hmm.
wonderful. Good job. I like that.
I love
Yeah.
that.
So
It
are we
was
gonna see
so
the
good.
sisterhood for what do we call it? Sisterhood Surf Saturday. That's like your whole thing, right?
Yeah, oh my
You guys
gosh.
are like starting that.
So here's the thing. We don't really show up unless Meg goes because we need a teacher. We need someone to teach us how to surf.
Wait,
We need someone to teach us.
no. Back it up,
Oh, okay. We're
back it
backing
up.
up.
The Citywide Sisterhood doesn't go because Megs doesn't go because you guys love Megs so much.
Oh, yeah. No. No, definitely
Right.
not.
Not the
No.
whole teaching thing. No. It's because you
No.
love her so much.
Yeah.
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 Which is
Yeah,
why
we
Yes,
love you,
Megs.
Megan,
there
so
you go.
much.
We just we wanna put that out there. Yeah.
So
Yes.
much, Meg. So much love for you.
Yes. But look, you guys are good at studying and hitting goals and accomplishing, right? So there should be a goal. The next time that you go out, and for how many other times before the end of summer, you guys should all be able to, by the end of summer, which is the weekend before Labor Day, which is, I think, a month and a half from now, you guys should be able
Hmm.
to paddle out and paddle back in. Yeah?
Oh,
Yes.
you guys got this.
That's a good goal.
You guys
Yes.
can already do that now.
That's a good goal because it
Yeah,
saves
totally.
Megs from standing there. So all of a sudden, you all can paddle out together and you all can paddle in on a party wave with Megs.
Party!
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
That'd be so
Yes!
cool. All right,
Party
Meg, just be
That'd
waves,
be the
party
best
ready.
Bible study
days.
ever. Yes.
Yeah,
I think
be
we need to make
ready.
that happen.
It's happening. It's
All
Because
right.
happening.
you all have wetsuits, right? So tell me
Yeah,
about the
we
time
did.
when all the Cityline Sisterhood Bible girls bought wetsuits. What was
Oh
that?
man. So we just love the look of being a surfer girl. So we went to Jack's.
I love that.
Yeah, just wait. We're gonna get like we're already planning to get, ankle bracelets to make it official because apparently that's what surfers.
What are we gonna be called?
Hey, Kris, I have a better idea. Okay, so
What's your
our
idea?
cousin is a videographer, right? So he
Uh-huh.
films. That's
Drone
what he does.
shots.
But I think the sisterhood with all like 20 of you guys should go to Costco and buy wave storms at the same time. So that you
Oh
can
my
form a
gosh.
line of like the checkout line and there's 20 surfboards and you're all buying these surfboards. And then our cousin can film you guys buying surfboards and then the next day he can film you guys surfing. And it can be this whole
Oh
thing
my gosh,
you
that would
guys
be
use for
so
church and say,
cool.
hey, come out and you can do all these things together. Yes?
Yeah.
Amen.
You
That's
know,
good.
who has a Costco card? Because we need one
Oh,
to
we
get
all
in
have Costco
Costco.
cards. And the greatest thing is it's Costco. You can return
return it if
it.
you don't like it.
Yes.
I just might return it for a bigger one because I want to lay on it because 8 foot longboards are not enough for me. I need like a 12-foot one.
What do you're not even, you are not tall. You're a Filipino.
You're so
Okay,
cute.
like
Oh my gosh.
everybody here knows what Filipino women are. Like they're not very
They tried
tall.
4 Costco's already? Wait, what?
Oh
You tried for wait, are they
no!
sold out?
See,
They're so sold out.
Costco, can you
Yes,
sponsor us, please?
Okay, here. Cityline Sisterhood, if you're in this chat, there are wave storms at Cypress Costco, Huntington Beach Costco. If you want to buy one, let us know.
All right.
You can DM us. We're going to go get you some wave storms. We're going to go paddle out. We're good. Yes?
Oh my
Done.
gosh, please. Because yeah, okay, so we went to go get our wetsuits. It was the funniest thing ever. We walk into Jack's thinking like, yeah, we know what we're doing. Let's just go on this side. And the guy's like, you're in the guy section. So we went to the girl section.
Oh my gosh.
And we're just like, oh my gosh, like, wow, these things, like, you really have to invest in these suits. And so Cynthia, she's in this chat. She got a kid's one because it's cheaper. And I mean, it works though.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So good, especially if you're not like, yeah, go ahead.
no, it was a lot of fun. We couldn't try it on,
Okay, so
but it was fun.
So this Saturday, you all have wetsuits. Which, by the way, Kris, you don't even need a wetsuit right now. You know that, right? Like the water's Hawaii warm. It's like it's warm.
Really?
So you can go out without a wetsuit. Yeah, you really don't need a wetsuit. But if you really want a wetsuit, I guess you can wear your wetsuit. I would highly recommend not to wear your wetsuit this weekend and to instead find a board. So for those of you that want to come out on Saturday, you can find wave storms at Cypress Costco and Huntington Beach Costco. I'm going to go to Cypress Costco tonight. I'm going to go live and I'm going to film all the wave storms that are there.
Oh my gosh, please do.
Yes, like okay, so Auntie, I'm sorry, Auntie Megs, I love you. I'm going to call you out here, and you can all in the comments here, and whoever watches this later, you guys know that wave storms are $100, right? Like, Kris, you know a wave storm is $100, or do you think it costs more than that?
I thought it cost more before, but once they got the $100, I was like, well, this could be a deal because if I break it, I could bring it back.
No, this is known. I see when
No.
Okay. Look. Okay.
Yeah,
well, us non-surfer girls.
Non-surfers don't know these things. So
yeah.
Okay, if you have $100 and you're around the Cypress Huntington Beach area, or maybe even the Fountain Valley area, you can buy a wave storm there, and then you can come out. So this is what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna plan this. This Saturday, we're all gonna go out, and we're gonna have wave storms and optional wetsuits, and we're gonna bring our Bibles, and we're gonna do a little devotional. Then we're gonna paddle out, and then we're gonna form a little circle in the ocean, and we're gonna do another devotional in the ocean, and then we're gonna come back in. That is the goal this Saturday.
That's so awesome.
Done.
What if I just have a question?
Yes.
What if we can't form a circle? What if the circle? Okay, a line.
We can form a line, and then I can yell at you, and you can yell at me. But the whole point is we can paddle all the way out.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like a wonderful idea.
Yes. Leo will do it. I'll stay on shore. You can go with me. Yeah. We got to take turns. So
awesome. Someone asked what time.
Yes. Okay, Kris, what time?
Whoa. Oh, morning.
See, when you go on a live, you have to be prepared to answer these questions, Kris. So what time
I say we'll keep at the same time. We meet at 8:30. The time's good. 8:30 is good.
Nice. So we say 8:30 because 8:30 is usually early for most people. But please, if you want to come earlier, you're more than welcome to come earlier. We will share the location. If you want, you can message Kris directly or message us, and we'll share that location. Kris, what are we going to do when people show up? Let's say this group shows up and they want to do a devotional and then they want to paddle out. Are you going to lead the Devo?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was born ready for that.
Ooh, okay. So what is what is the Devo? What is the topic of Devo? So that way people can hear I want to hear Kris and her Devo.
I think we can do a Devo on like resilience, on how we can bounce back. Because, a lot of the time, did I get you thinking? Oh, I did.
That's great. I like that.
Yeah, I think we have an amazing God that we serve. And God is a God of all chances. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen, how many times you've messed up, you and everyone on this chat and in the world, we're all worthy of God's love and that chance to bounce back from whatever it is that pulled us back down. Just like how when we get crashed in the waves, I thought that was game over for me.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's that it's that
That's
motivation to, yeah, get back up, to know that like I'm gonna keep trying, I'm gonna keep serving God, I'm gonna keep going because I know at the end of the race, I know at the end of the journey, I have a God who's gonna be open arms for me and love me for who I am. And I
Absolutely.
take that perspective. You got.
I remember this question I had for you, Kris.
Mm,
What enticed you to get a wetsuit? Because you had a wetsuit before Megs taught you, and
yes.
you kind of know what you're doing in the water. Did somebody try and teach you how to surf before?
No, okay, so I'll tell you something that no one has ever known. It's gonna come out live.
oh my gosh.
Yes, okay, it
Okay,
has
okay, go, go.
been on my bucket list to surf. And I have
Really?
always, yes, it's on my bucket list. Like I want to surf. I even told Cynthia, I think, as we were like passing, like I just want to learn. It's been my dream come true to be out in the water and surf because
Nice. I like it.
I am
Because
afraid of water. I am afraid of the ocean.
Really?
I
Huh.
am.
Okay.
I almost drowned in Cancun and it was just bad. Like
Oh,
really bad.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen
like
it. Okay.
I got sucked into like the tide pool and I didn't know how to like get out of it. So anytime I put my head up, it would just be like wave after wave. And I was like, I'm done. I'm good with the
Yeah.
ocean.
Yeah.
I did. That
So
stuff went to
you
go.
bought a wetsuit on your own.
No, I bought it from my friend who surfs also.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, can I
Okay.
just buy yours? And that's how it
Yeah.
started.
So
So
where's your
yeah.
friend
yeah,
now?
we're just
Because your friend surfs.
very
We don't really stay in touch, but I caught up with her for that one time I needed a wetsuit. I was like, hey, can you help me
Would this be a
out?
good opportunity to reach out to said friend to get her to surf?
Yes,
Yeah?
yeah, it would be. Yeah, I think she
invite her
would love to
Saturday.
come out.
Done.
Yeah,
Invite her Saturday. So that's what we're gonna
yeah.
do. If you're on here, we're going surfing Saturday.
Someone's asking
Yeah.
where's Devo?
Oh, we'll message, or you can message us and we'll give you the exact location. Yeah. We're gonna figure that
Yeah,
out. But
Devos are amazing.
yes,
They're so
we're gonna do a
fun.
Devo this Saturday, and Chris is your Filipino auntie that provides food. So I'm
Yes,
almost positive she'll have something. She always feeds us, but it'll
I
be
do.
incredible. Yeah,
She has so
Yeah.
many years of experience.
yeah, it's gonna be
That's like,
good because the
that's
water's
my way
warm.
of showing that I love people. It's like when I feed them, it's just like a Filipino thing too. Like,
Oh yeah, no,
Oh, for
when you,
sure.
yeah, like,
yeah,
are you hungry? Did you eat yet? Here's food.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
like
I
always
always.
offering food.
nice. I like it. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a Devo that Kris is going to lead with. You know what? Not only is Kris gonna lead it, Kris is gonna lead it with the Cityline Sisterhood because the Cityline Sisterhood is gonna show
Ooh,
up.
yes.
So I'm gonna put the
Ooh.
Cityline Sisterhood on the spot for the ones that are tuned in
Hmm.
and for the ones that are probably gonna watch this later because the Cityline Sisterhood is such a strong bond of females that I want to see them in action. I want to see what stories they can share with their devotional with respect to resilience. So all the Cityline Sisterhood people that are in this chat and the people that are going to watch this later, I want to hear what you guys have to talk about Saturday morning.
Yeah, they're amazing. You guys are in for a treat. These ladies, I tell you, have been through a lot of hurdles, and um, what we call those, like the things you jump over. Are those hurdles? You know what I'm talking
Hurdles?
about, right? You know that
Yeah,
thing
Yeah,
that you
hurdles.
jump.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all
yeah,
hurdles.
hurdles. Perfect. I got it right.
You're so
They
Nice.
have they have been through so much um, in their life that they even inspire me to stay connected to God. Just because, like, I mean, we go through seasons, right? We're in a season of like good, like things are going well, and then we kind of like slip away from God because we're feeling good. But these ladies from Cityline, they are a constant reminder that God is and the ugly. And they have so much to speak on. And their stories are amazing, really, really amazing. How God can work in all of our lives so differently, but have that same impact. So, yeah.
Amen. Absolutely. It's
Amen.
going to be a treat. So, again, for people just tuning in or for people that are going to watch this later, this is what we're doing. Saturday morning, we're going to do a devotional, and then we're going to paddle out. You have incredible women from Cityline that run this thing called a Sisterhood, and they have stories of resilience that they're going to share with you. They are an incredible group, but this group is open to not only all ages, but guys like myself. Hi, I'm a man. Guys are also invited. So, guys, if you want to paddle out too, you're more than welcome to paddle out. But it's going to be incredible because the Cityline Sisterhood, they're really good people, and we appreciate them.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate you guys, and we love you guys.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. When we first met you guys, we were just screaming in the parking lot like we couldn't get our wetsuits on. We're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, like help me. Just like screaming, and Leah's just
And
like,
now you guys are
yep.
pros.
Yes.
No.
Now
Well, I
you
have
guys
a
are like
question.
all pros.
I have a question for
Okay.
you
Yeah.
guys. What is your ministry about?
Okay.
Like
What is our ministry
what
about?
created? Yeah, like what motivated you guys to create Broken Waves Ministry?
Well, that's a very good question. Go ahead, wife.
What motivated us to create Broken Waves Ministry? Really just kind of like what you were saying about how whenever you go out to the beach or go to surf, you always feel God's presence. It's because you're in His majestic creation. And we've noticed that every time we would go surfing, there were just people out there that wait. You know, there's like lulls. There's times where people have to be patient. They have to
Yeah.
wait for the waves to come in. The waves don't continuously roll in. So people sit there and they talk story. And a lot of the times people start talking about the deep stuff. They start talking about the good stuff. Because what more
Yeah.
can inspire you to talk about those and come in tune with that almighty presence in your life or in the world than being in the ocean? There's so many parallels, I feel like, with the ocean and God and His love for us and, you know, His grace.
Yeah.
we actually started Broken Waves way before we named it. We started talking to people out there. Justin first started with the Bolsa uncles, right?
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
It was right there at Bolsa where we started.
That's so cool.
And so yeah, we were like, you know what, we gotta name this because like we want people everyone to experience it, not just surfers, like surfers and non-surfers, Christians and non-Christians. We want to bring community to them. To people of all kinds. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just like your story, Kris, there isn't enough time on a live or social media to say it. It's more effective if you say it in person. So it's like your testimony. Lives only run for an hour and then they cut you off. It's probably going to cut us off in like 5 minutes here. But that doesn't give enough time for people to understand your testimony. So if people want to understand Kris and her testimony and the power of being a single young mother with a strong relationship with Jesus, it doesn't do it justice. They have to meet you in person. So what better way than to meet at the beach or to meet by doing something? And that's the reason why we decided to do a devotional, to do a ministry, because we want to act as an intermediary between one person and the other so people can meet. Megs was our friend, and we met her because Meg's dad brought us together for coaching in college. We swam together. And because of her, we were able to meet you guys. And that would have never happened. So we thank God every day for Megs, because Megs gave us the opportunity to meet some really impressive people at Cityline.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff. And we look forward to seeing most of those people from Cityline on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, she's very awesome.
It's going to be a great time.
Cityline Sisterhood girls, everybody else that's in this, go pick up a surfboard if you don't have a surfboard. If you have a surfboard, come join us.
If anybody else has a surfboard and wants to join us,
come. If you want a time and location, let us know. But we are going to go do a devotional. Kris is going to lead that with her Cityline girls, and then we're going to paddle out. The water's warm. It's been great. If you have any other questions, let Kris know. Let ourselves know. You can message the both of us. Kris, I think they're going to cut us off on time here, but do you have anything to close with?
I just want to continue to encourage everyone out there that we have a God who loves you, and yeah, stay safe out there. It's crazy.
Amen. Absolutely. Cynthia, you were heading to Cypress Costco tonight. I'll do you one better. Cynthia, if you give me a time that you go to Cypress Costco, we might very well join you there to get some wave storms as well. So
How
we can have a
fun.
coordinated effort to buy wave storms tonight at Cypress, and we can get like 10 people down there and buy all the wave storms, and our cousin will film it. It'd be hilarious.
Cool. Count me in
my
if you guys
gosh.
There
go.
you go. Yes, absolutely. Kris, there is not enough time or not enough
I
opportunities
know.
to say thank you. You are
Of course.
incredible.
You're
We are
amazing.
so
And we
blessed
love you.
to have met you, and we
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing you and the lovely Cityline women on Saturday.
And the men come. Can
And
come.
the
And
men
the
too. Yes,
men.
Caleb, if you're on here,
Bring the men.
Chris, can you bring Caleb?
Yes.
Megs, can you message Caleb and just whoever,
Yeah,
Cityline girls, message
we'll bring the
Caleb
guys.
and bring the rest of the guys. Don't
Yeah.
discriminate.
Don't just
Bring the guys. Why do you not want to bring the guys
Yes.
anywhere? Bring the guys.
We will bring the guys.
Yes, absolutely.
We will.
Thank you very much. Any
Awesome.
questions, please DM Kris or ourselves. Her info will be in our bio. Kris, again, thank you so very, very much, and we will see
Of
you Saturday.
course.
We love you.
Bye,
Say
guys.
bye to Auntie Kris. Say bye to Auntie Kris.
Bye, Gracie.
Bye.
Say bye,
See
my
you
love.
later.
See you Togo Shaka.
Bye. You know,
Bye,
I was
Auntie
doing the
Kris.
chakra
See you
wrong. I was
Saturday.
doing this, but
Oh.
that's it.
See you
So,
Saturday, or we'll
Yep.
see you tonight at Cypress Costco.
sounds good. Bye,
See ya.
guys.
Woo.